Hi guys, this is Just with a quick message before we get started. Right now, I'm offering a 2-question reading. All you have to do is click the link below. No hassle, no fuss. Click that link, make your quick payment, and immediately you'll be scheduled for your reading. And that's it. If you're interested, you know what to do. Click that link below. Yeah, and we'll set something up real soon. Otherwise, on with your reading. Take care, guys. Hi Libra, this is Just with your January 2018 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Libra, some of you have been taking a microscopic look into situations, people, things. We do have Mercury retrograde, so some of you have really been kind of taking a look into things of your past. Probably tapping back into things that we really loved at one time that you did when you were a kid. Some of you may have gotten lost into fantasy land, fantasy world. Some of you may actually have gone to Disney World. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. But there's been like taking a reprieve in the past, I'm speaking of, from being so serious about everything and kind of having a whimsical moment in the past, kind of catching up with old friends or someone from your past coming back again when you least expect it, like your head is down and working and focused, and all of a sudden now this person kind of comes back into your life and it's very confusing, like what the hell, that type of thing, but you were happy to hear from them. So it looks like some of you are checking your lists. You're taking names and you maybe, giving out pink slips. And I'm not talking about if you're a manager, if you're a supervisor. I'm saying in life, you may be looking like, okay, I need to trim the fat. You may be settling the score with a lot of people. And it has been a very volatile Mercury retrograde with Sagittarius. I've heard a lot of stories. I've seen things. It's just been very volatile. And I have people in my life that are Libras, and they've kind of been going through it too. So it's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of weird to see that there's just been this level of kickback coming from people. But I do see that. And some of you could even have had a fallout either with your mom or with a manager at work, or there's just been a lot of ruckus at the workplace. Some of you, yes, you have girlfriends and they may be cool and fine to work with, that sort of thing, or friends at work or females at work that you are friends with. But I feel like they're not doing anything for your personal growth. So if you feel like your circle of friends or people that you engage with, even at the workplace, are doing you a disservice, it's time for you to, again, do checks and balances, which is what you guys seem to have been doing. I do feel like, it's almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like people will be really nice at first and then they kind of like just spaz out. I feel some of you have an opportunity. You're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. I'm getting wasted energy for some of you. You've been wasting your time, wasting your energy on people and things and situations that aren't taking you to the next level. Why? Because you're not able to fully understand, what do I want truly? I think that there's an issue of like, okay, I've built this up. Do I really want this? I do have an opportunity to do this. Do I even want this? So there's that's stifling a new beginning for you guys. And then also having these people in your life that are chaotic and have so much issues going on, their energy is also rubbing off on you too. So keep that in mind, because again, what you don't know is that there's opportunity, particularly an opportunity that if you get moving on, it will yield you more income. Yes. An idea that you may be having, jump on it. Just do it, guys. Just do it. And I know I've done a tagline with you guys before saying just do it anyway, something like that. But yeah, that's the message, is to just do it, to disconnect from anything that you feel a slave to, that you feel so obligated by, and, have belief and faith in yourself that, what, I can make something out of nothing. I can create this new thing. I can start this new thing. I can do it. I do feel like some of you guys have been, again, socializing too much, taking too much of what I consider a vacation or a break. It's now time to kind of deal. Some of you even have But making plans, writing your lists and making plans, that sort of thing, of how do you move forward, what 2018 is going to look like for you. And some of you have been going through a process, possibly, if you have a licensing in something, you may be going through the process of like getting that started. If you have an opportunity to gain more money at your workplace, okay, what do I need to do? So some of you are looking into that because you really want to be happy. You're kind of tired of just going through the motions. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to think a lot more practically about where you are financially, where can you be, and what do you need to do to get there. So again, for some of you, you need to get to that place, and others of you, you're there already. You're on the other side of, socializing too much and taking too much of a lackadaisy attitude about things, and kind of you're getting more motivated. I do see external to you that although you may feel, if you're looking for work, that there's this stifling energy. I mean, it has been. I mean, the holidays were in full effect or in full effect, and therefore people pretty much will table a decision. There's opportunity, a lot of opportunity is what it looks like to me. I mean, let's say that, you have Jupiter in your second house of income. So there will be opportunity, or there should be opportunity for you guys, but it will require, for people to do things differently. You may feel like the places that you're being called for, or that there are of interest for you, they're doing things differently. Everything is like doing something differently, and they may forsake one person for another, so they're switching out people, or there is some form of having to wait. Okay, the opportunity is there, but you may have to wait to get there, to get that opportunity. Because someone could be in that position, so it's just not your time yet to get there. Okay, even though you're doing a lot of footwork and you're doing the things you need to do to try to get there, it's just a hold up, but it'll come. It's just, again, I feel like it probably will take like a month. Let me see. It may take a month or 2 months for some of you before you actually get to that place. Now, I do see mid-month there's going to be coming up with an amazing idea for some of you. Some of you are going to come with a great idea. It's going to add more to you. So you may be trying to, start a new business, start something else in your life, get something going, and it's going to, put more load on you. But I feel like you guys have definitely the drive and the passion to do it. It's going to propel you into this new arena. If some of you have been looking to get a new place, get a new home, you may decide that, hey, this is really where you want to put a lot of your attention. So you could be, traveling and going here and there to try to, look at homes and look at properties, that sort of thing. I do see that there may be some worry and stress around, where do I want to go? Because some of you want to actually leave. You don't want to stay in your local area. It's not just like a quick 10, 20, 15 minute relocation, but it could be further than that. So there's some stress about, where exactly do you go? There will be some change in your home life, family life, home structure. I feel it will be very evident probably in the month of March, where things are one living situation is ending, and someone may be coming and living with you. You may have somebody, and it's already been that plan, but somebody may be coming and living with you. And there may be some stresses around money. Now, this doesn't have to be you. It could be someone in your family that they're having some issues and it's kind of spilling over on you. Because remember what I said about external energy and how it's kind of affecting you as well. So there could be something like a plan someone is hatching. They want to get you involved. You may be stressed around the validity, the ethical morale around this plan. But this person is kind of like hell bent on making sure that this plan comes to fruition no matter what. And it may be like someone's like, I have to get on my feet. I have to live with you, so I can do A, B, and C. And you're not 100% on board with it, but you're like, okay, I kind of see that happening. Or, you feel like, okay, the situation, living arrangements is not that great. I need to move, but you're not 100% on board with where you go. You're not fully clear on what to do. And I feel that, you may still have to leave because someone's very adamant. There's like extreme adamancy on how they're acting, the dynamic in the home. And some of you just may be, if it's not the home thing, then it could be really wanting to make more money for yourself, being very intent. Even though I see real estate really clearly here, but It could be that. And then I feel that there's going to be a reprieve that you take, needing to take a moment. Like you may be ready, but it's not time. Okay. That's why I told you the external energy, there's some stifleness, there's some holding up. Okay. Some blockages there that doesn't allow you to just go. Yes, it's opportunity, but there is also some blockage. You know, some of you may be paying off karma, paying back some karma that kind of you feel like this is your time, but things aren't necessarily working the way you want it to work. Okay. So I do see there having to take a step back as it relates to home. Some of you, your life could be changing because you're welcoming baby. I do see some of you about to be pregnant or very much pregnant. And because you're pregnant, you're about to welcome baby, your hubby or the guy may be working feverishly, to prepare for baby or to look for a new home, that sort of thing. And it's like, once you move in, you can't even move. Like you're on bed rest for good 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 days, 4 days, you're on bed rest. You can't go anywhere, but the process and what could have put you on bed rest is just stressing about, money, stressing about, the living arrangements and stressing. And I do feel like as it relates to the two of you, there's like this separatism. He's just doing what he needs to do. And you're over here kind of stressing and worrying about stuff. Now, I feel that as it relates to monies, let's get into that again. I feel like there's, like I said, opportunities. So I kind of went through that with you guys. So there is some form of feeling tied, trapped to someone, feeling like you're at someone's mercy, like someone has some form of control over you. Again, it could be in a marriage, it could be at your workplace where you feel like someone literally kind of like, and it could be your belief system. So whatever you believe, you may not necessarily believe it anymore, but because, it's been embedded in you for so long, you feel, enslaved to it to some extent. You may even get people trying to offer you a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of believing, So if you are someone that didn't believe in church, religion, that sort of thing, you may now become someone that gets offered, an opportunity to, have a different sort of faith, have faith, believe in, and believe in that sort of thing. I think it's Leo. No, as a matter of fact, that's Taurus. Taurus, I believe is in your 8th house for some of you Libras. So, it's kind of straddling 8th and 9th house. So I do see that there's this new way of believing, new way of thinking, new way of seeing a commitment of some sort, new way of wanting to do things. If, like I said, if you're so engrossed in being around friends that aren't necessarily conducive to you, you may have a new way, but you've been a slave to them. Like, well, these been my friends and whatever. You now see a new way of doing things. And that's really good. So although these are some wacky cards that I have out here, the overall message will be good. It's just like a baby learning to walk. It's going to be weird how it all comes together, and it won't seem in the little aspects going along that it makes any sense and any of it will come together. But if you stand back, you'll start to see the picture happening before your eyes and you'll be like, wow, I see it now. So it's one of those things, but you kind of have to just take it step by step to let things happen in order for the big picture to come about. But I do see this new way of believing for some of you guys. New opportunities in workplace, you guys having this drive, having this zest to want to move forward in your life and do things. And again, maybe someone that's kind of imparting their strife or their issues and it kind of affecting you. Okay. You can be very clear. Let them know that, no, I'm not going to do this for you. I can't do that for you. Or why don't we take a step back? We need to just take a step back. You shouldn't be afraid to say, hey, let's take a step back, because someone could be moving so fast. They're spinning their wheels. They're getting absolutely nothing done. You guys have to be careful too, because like I said, with, with the hangman in your external energy, there is going to be things held up, tied up, things not necessarily working the way you expect it to work. But mind you, you're still spinning your wheels, or someone's still spinning their wheels, and they're just going to stress themselves out. And that clogs up energy as well. So going with it and saying, oh, damn, I have to wait. Okay, well, I have to work. Wait, this I have to wait on. Well, let me put my energy on something else. But it may not be under your control. It may be someone else that's going through this. And now you have to kind of deal with that energy. So the best way to deal with it is to let them know this is a time for you to kind of put up your boundaries. This is a time for you to kind of edit that relationship for the betterment of you. And this is kind of happening in your life for you to learn how to put certain boundaries up in your relationships, or at work, or, with your family, or whatever the circumstance you've kind of like got yourself involved in. You can put those boundaries up. So if you felt like it's a one-sided situation, now here's your chance to make those adjustments. Now, it may be as someone's, being pissed off at someone, but they'll be okay. They will be okay. Okay. Listen, they'll be fine. So let's get into love. Now, I do see for some couples out here that divorce is definitely on the table, is being spoken about, and it's creating a hell of a lot of arguments and issues. And you don't care because you're like, I'm being practical, but I don't give a damn. Or the other person's like, I really don't care because this is the most practical and realistic thing that happened, And I feel that someone may think that you're being irrational. Someone thinks the other person being irrational, but the other person is like, no, I'm not. I'm not. And I feel like things were better in the past. It looks like there's a problem with money here with you or your mate. Someone's having money issues and another person's having a problem kind of starting new. Okay, so somebody needs to get off their tail and really start to put the pedal to the metal into something new and start taking their life in a new direction. And another person needs to needs to learn from a financial situation that they've gotten themselves involved in. And that's the problem. And that's why it's kind of creating some issues in your relationship, because the reality is that I feel at one point things were good. And when things are good between the two of you guys, although I feel it's very individual, I feel like this relationship isn't one that comes together like a team. Like, sometimes you're a team and whatever you're going through, your mate knows about it and you kind of collab together. And if, whoever can help and put hands on deck, the hands are on deck. Then you have other relationships where it's like, we may mention it, we may not, we do live together, but we kind of exist separately. I feel like it's more of that. So it could be you live together and just as I said, or it could be we live in separate places, but there's still this individuality, but there's still this newness of what a person could do with this new idea that they have, newness of a person just now trying to get started to move forward in a certain direction in their life. And when they're doing that and things are happening positively, then the relationship flourishes just fine. When they have these stumps in the road, like the person that needs to be starting new isn't, the person that, took too much of a risk and now they're in a jam, that's when they start to nitpick the relationship. It's what it looks like. Let me know. Comment in the comment section below if this makes sense to you. Some of you are really, I feel, giving it to a partner. You're wanting to know, like, what the hell is going on here? There's some investigating that needs to happen. And I feel like you guys kind of need to get a different perspective. Now, listen to me now. Now, listen to me very closely. You may be suspecting that this person is seeing someone else. Now, I'm talking about a couple now, and I just explained all of that. I'm not going to go through that again. Now, you may be suspecting this person is with somebody. You may be having all these expectations of this person, that person, and everyone, right? But the problem is not this person. The problem, and I'm going to say it. I got to say it. I have to say it. It's you. The problem is you. Why? Because you're putting yourself in this doom and gloom situation. You're putting yourself in a situation where it's like this person has some form of control over you. And before you go there, you can nope. You can erase your comment that you're about to make in the comment section, because it doesn't have to be you. It could be the other person. We know this by now, right? We know it goes both ways. It could be you, it could be them, but whomever it is, okay? Whoever is feeling, and I say you because it's in your position. So some of you that can relate to this, it will be you. In the aspect of feeling as though you're having to get down to the bottom of something, somebody might be up to something. You feel somewhat, enslaved to this whole situation. All you have to do is go refer back to the part of me saying how you need to edit your relationships, yeah, it applies to this too. This is an opportunity for you to edit your relationship. One thing we can't do is control a person, but we can control ourselves. We can control, and that goes back, and I said it in Taurus reading, so you guys, if you are not watching a Taurus reading, you wouldn't know, but I said that we usually get little messages and evidence of things that's about to come up before it happens. It's a feeling, it's little, slideshows of things happening. And then you say, this is like deja vu. And, it's little nuances like that kind of all collectively come together to kind of show you a snapshot of what is to come if you pay attention. And so if you feel like, you know what, we're just not connected like that. Okay, fine. If you're not completely ready to completely end this relationship, fine. You shouldn't, because what reason? You may be acting on a premise of paranoia or just judging a situation that you don't have proof. And if you're coming from a place of, this isn't going to work out, fine. But in the meantime, you can make a decision of how you're going to handle this relationship going forward. Because I feel like if you start to take on a different belief about this relationship, okay, then things can work a lot better. This person isn't going to change. They're still going to be the person that's obsessing over whatever it is obsessing about, which is very much their self-focused. They are very self-focused. They could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, but there's someone that's very self-focused. They come up with one idea after another idea. Once they get on that idea of path, they cannot stop. They're off to the races and they really don't care. And then you're left, especially if you have a family with this person, you're left worrying, stressing, and this person is thinking about themselves and where they're going in their life. They're a very individual, self-focused, self-orientated person. And if you are the person that kind of worries about you and the family and all of that, understand, I don't care what age your kids are. If you live long enough, they're not going to be kids. They're going to leave. So you've got to find, here we go, here's the word, balance. You've got to find the balance and to say, I matter just as much as the kids matter. I matter more than that person. And you need to edit that relationship that you have with that person. You need to understand that it is what it is and they are who they are and you can't change them. But who you can change is you. Who you can influence are the children. And therefore, if you are putting your life in balance, you're doing things for you and making you feel better, then your focus is not so much going to be on that person, because whatever it's going to inevitably be, meaning a difference in home life, this person is completely going to leave the home. This person is not going to be in the home. This person is either going to be out working all the time or they're going to completely move, and they've been making these plans and perhaps not telling you any of this. And you may be thinking, well, it has something to do with another person. No, it could be that this person is just literally leaving this dynamic that they're in and not telling you. And it's not about another person, but whether it's about another person or not, which I personally don't see necessarily another person in the sense. And if that is, I see this more as being you. I don't necessarily see a threesome situation. And even if it is a threesome situation, you have, or whomever's listening to this, you're the person that can say, I'm done. And this is how I'm editing this relationship. And this is how I'm moving forward. Okay. So it's about balance. And whenever Libras are out of balance, these sorts of things happen. You get stressed out. You start to kind of go from one extreme to the other. You expect other people to be as forthright as you are, which you guys, come on now. You guys to me can sometimes be those white lie people. Like, I just told a white lie, but I did it because, you guys are like the lawyers of all the times. You will build a case around every single thing and make people believe that it makes sense. You guys do. You do that. Now, you do that. So, and you want to be the judge, the jury, the everything. So it's like, you want this person to kind of, turn around and take notice and understand and be honest and that. And that person doesn't care. Like, they don't care. They don't have any I care cards. I'm sorry. They don't care. And guess what? That's who they are. It could just be part of how your dynamics are together, where with you and them, it's like they go off and do whatever they want to do. And they feel like, okay, you're here. And that's kind of the relationship that you guys have. Or they could just be that type of person. They'll be that way with everyone. But it doesn't matter. What matters is, what do you need to do? What do you need to be? It's time for you to stop deflecting, because some of it is deflection, right? And not wanting to necessarily deal with your stuff. So now you're making a project out of someone else. some of you can relate to that, especially if you have Virgo in you, because Virgos are good at, creating a whole nother project just to divert themselves from having to deal with the real issue. And then once they got that project, they will somehow, Virgos is something else, they will somehow intertwine fixing that problem within this project, but then they trick themselves to believe that I'm not really dealing with that right now, but then they are. And then once they get to a point, they'll leave that alone, or it just magically works all out at the same time. So yeah, if you have Virgo, you'll be doing some of that, and that's fine. Do what works for you, but it's about you. It's not about this person. And with that, I'm kind of going to close, because it kind of works in every aspect of your life. It's something in your life that you're going through, this particular thing. You can apply it to anything. It doesn't have to be a cheating relationship. You may be assuming someone's doing something. You feel like someone's holding you back. You feel like whoever you're pointing a finger at, you got 3 coming back at you. So make the decision, because 3s are decision making. Make the decision and get active and start putting you in the balance of everything else. So that's what I have for you guys for your January 2018 reading. I know it's a bit lengthy, but I'm giving full monthly readings, guys. So it's longer than monthly readings, but I'm not getting into the actual time frames and everything like that. But it's a general synopsis of coming into 2018 and what really needs to be the focus, the message, and kind of what people are going through. So if you can relate and you would like to share with us, please do so in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. If you like something from me personally, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video, as well as the description box below. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Where have you been? And subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Libra.